Hi everyone, it's your girl Wandeka, originally from Jamaica. Welcome back to my channel. Haven't said that in a while. Before I share with you what I am planning for December in terms of my journaling, I do want to address why I've not been uploading as much on the channel. Mainly in 2020, I was doing a lot of videos, but for my students at Spelman. And so it was kind of taxing to do videos for students as well as creating videos for my channel. And it didn't seem like fun. I didn't feel motivated to do it. But I do come back to journaling at the end of the semester, at the end of the year. No matter what, I always gravitate to December journaling. So I want to share that with you. I do also want to share that during the summer months, I was working on my second book, which is a novel. So I spent time writing on my porch, went to the park, even got into gardening. I don't know if it's something that, because I felt motivated to do in 2020 when we were on lockdown, that I just continued to do that in between writing and preparing all that I needed to. I just didn't feel as motivated to go to journaling. But as I said, it's something I find myself coming back to at the end of the year. And I've been looking forward to doing it this year as well. So I'm just going to show you some of that. I made a giant December book. I did have two, but then I later went back and just made one because I didn't like that there was this big book and then a small book for traveling. And so I just went and I made a big one. And you've seen inside this already. But I'll just show you the end part where I added a signature. Well, I added two signatures really, so that I went beyond Christmas when I went to that retreat in South Carolina. So that's what I tend to do, and it's sort of like I'm compensating for not journaling for the year. It's the books keep getting bigger and bigger because, well, fatter, because this was 2020, smaller but still as thick, and I showed you this before. And so just like with 2020, where after 2019 and I went and I continued to journal in January, February, March, and I stopped. And then when I started to think about journaling again in the summertime, I made some books, but I never filled them up. So I have those books still. I could still go back to do it, but it's just finding the time because I'm juggling so much. After the 2020 December book, I continued for 2021 just with these two books, which I haven't shown you, but I'm going to do a flip through of this. I'm thinking I'm going to try to populate it in another way because it's so tiny. Even though I always say that and I never go back to it. And I didn't finish this one. But I did glue down pictures and said I would go back to write stuff in, and then I stopped and I just put places where I need to expand on days to remind myself, but I never went back to it. And now we're in almost the end of November, and I made this book to say I was going to resume with November, but I also didn't. Do have some scraps just to get me started, but I just never, because right now it's also a time for me to work on grading and thinking about writing for the next year. So I'm still working on my novel, But I did make this big Christmas book, and I made it big. I don't know if it's gonna be fat enough, because I'm noticing that there need to be at least 2.5 inches for the spine. But maybe it will work. Maybe I won't make the pages too bulky. But this should last me for all of December. And I do know that I will be doing December, because as I've indicated, that is the constant. I do December books because by that time I feel like it's me unwinding after a semester, and I love Christmas, and so I want to do it in this book for this year. And maybe that's what I just have to accept about myself, that I don't do one book a month every year anymore. That now it's when I feel motivated, and I always feel motivated around the Christmas season, and that's okay. I just didn't have the motivation or the time to put into these things, because you know, it takes a lot of time, and it's supposed to be fun, and if it doesn't feel like fun, what's the point? So this is going to be my Christmas book. I wanted to share that with you and do some pages when the time comes. I want to show you though my Christmas box. So I have it handy. Well, this is just like the scraps, the one with scraps. So I have this as, you know, quick scraps that I keep on the desk. I pull it out this time of year so that I can work on things, individual pages with the information right there. And it has the Christmas theme on the box as well, just to remind me, but I still did put the title there. All right, so this is a shoe box that I wrapped, you know, to recycle it. And I made sure to put all the big craft items here. So this was from the book that had a bunch of Christmas prompts. So I was using some of these in the last book. Well, no, I used these in 2019 mainly. Have some cards with recipes, some wrapping paper, and doilies. This I got at the thrift store some time ago. It wasn't during Christmas time, but I knew that I would want to use some of these. This is kind of sweet. This is kind of sweet. And some bigger, this is for when I was sewing the book, but I realized I didn't want to have I wanted to keep the tea-dyed paper as the main page, and I'll just add things to it. Of course, we have these smaller paper packs. Some of these from that when I was trying so many different attempts, you know. This is from that time. I kept it. Might use some of these. Maybe I should take these out from now. All right, take some of these out from now. So lots of stuff that I just keep. I know that I'm never going to use all of these in one book, but this way I know that I have resources all contained. So that's my plan after my grades are submitted. This is what I will be pulling from to do my Christmas book, December daily. Well, as you know, I don't really do it daily. I mostly will upload weekly. Another thing that I had in my stash was these books that I made with scraps, because you know I want to make sure that I use my stuff. So this was just for jotting stuff down, but it also looked kind of Christmassy. And sometimes I have a small book that I do, like I write different things for each day. like 25 days of Christmas. I had smaller books that I did that with. You know, it's sort of like I just go crazy with journaling when I had not done it for a long time. In December, I do multiple things, you know, so, well, not this one. This one, I think I'll do that. So I'm getting excited and I want to add, I'm thinking too that maybe I'll have to expand the spine. I'm okay doing that because I like a thick book, but I don't like a book with an alligator, you know, when it kind of starts to lift off like this, that it can't close. So I might even expand the spine, but right now I'll leave it as is. So that's basically what I wanted to show you, how I'm getting ready to do my December daily. I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Walk good.